Oh, now.
Nick.
Bobby.
Josh. Michael.
Kendra.
Tamara.
Eddie.
Melissa.
Liz.
All right. How many of you know what that is?
The rugby football.
Hey, a rugby ball.
I told him.
So, do you know that American football started from rugby?
No.
Started
Yeah.
from English rugby. Okay. So, how many of us are avid football fans? Yeah, I pretty much do that answer. So, who came up with American football?
Was it that bad?
Anybody know?
No, I can't remember the guy's name.
No, it's not John Madden.
What did you say that Madden guy?
Okay. Well, I'm going to teach you who did that. Through research and being an avid fan, I was intrigued, so I looked it up and found out. And I'm going to tell you what I found. And it's a person that we all love. It's just that we don't know who he is, and we never knew it. Okay. So we all know what football looks like, right? So what I'm going to do is inform you of who Walter Camp is and how he achieved immortal status in American history without even trying. So who is Walter Camp and why should we care? Each year, people spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on their favorite pastime. I mean, think about it. Season tickets, buying groceries to eat with friends, watching football. It's all good. So before 1880, American football resembled English rugby. There was no line of scrimmage. It was actually called scrummage. And that's basically where they started, and it was uncontested with the ball. Normal rugby rules. So who was Walter Camp? According to Encyclopedia Britannica, he was born in New Britain, Connecticut, on April 7th, 1859. He entered Yale College in 1875, played halfback for Yale from 1876 to 1882, and he was the captain of the football team. He graduated from Yale in 1882. When he graduated, according to Wikipedia, he was a member of the Delta Kappa Epsilon fraternity. He was in the Linnean Society, and he was a member of that secret society that nobody knows about, Skull and Bones. Well, that worked good enough for him, so while he was in school, he entered medical school from 1880 to 1883. But his medical school career was interrupted by typhoid fever, and then later on during that time, he went to work for the Manhattan Watch Company. In 1883, he went to work for the New Haven Clock Company, which he worked his way up to the chairman of the board of directors. In 1873, he attended a meeting where Columbia, Rutgers, Princeton, and Yale all decided to join forces and create the Intercollegiate Football Association, known as the IFA. And that's important because later on, it becomes something else that we all know what it is. Yale didn't join in 1879 until 1879 because they didn't agree with the number of players. At this time, it was rules that 15 players would be on the field at the same time. On June 30th, 1888, Walter married Alice Graham Summer, and they had two children. Walter Camp Jr., who was born in 1891. He followed in his father's footsteps, attended Yale, and was even a member of the Skull and Bones. Janet Camp was born in 1897. He would go on to coach at Yale from 1888 to 1892 and win what is now considered 3 national championships. In 1892, he left Yale and went to coach at Stanford. Now, how did that happen? Because, same year, there's no way. Well, Stanford's football season, because they were independent, didn't start until December. So he finished the season at Yale, went straight to Stanford, and ended up with a record of 2-0-2. Won 2 games, had 2 ties. He was published as an author. He had over 250 magazine articles and over 30 books, or near 30 books, and every one of them, according to the College Sports Report, was all on football. He would later die in New York on March 14, 1925, at the age of 65, according to the Walter Camp Foundation, which actually awards an award in collegiate football. So, that's who Walter Camp is. Now let me tell you why we should know who he is. That meeting in 1873 where they formed the IFA, well, the IFA is now called the NCAA. He was one of the founding members of the NCAA, according to the Walter Camp Foundation. In 1880, he contested that the scrummage be replaced with what we know now as the line of scrimmage. And this would be an uncontested starting place for the offense of football. According to Wikipedia, he also included a lot of rules. He went from a 15-man team down to an 11-man team. Created what we know as the quarterback. Brought in offensive signal call. Plays at the scrimmage, or plays of scrimmage. In other words, he came down with the 4-down system. In 1883, in 1883, he changed the scoring figures for us. He gave us a rundown of it. We would get 6 points for a touchdown. We would still get the point after. 3 points for the field goal. And he invented the safety, all according to the Encyclopedia Britannica. He also, during his career, helped come up with penalties, the different positions, the arrangement of players, meaning there's only 7 people on the O-line and 4 people in the backfield, which includes the quarterback. And he's the one that brought the forward pass to football. In 1912, according to the College Sports Report, is when he actually reduced the points to 6 points for the touchdown and 3 points for the field goal. All the books and articles that he wrote, according to Wikipedia, was on football, was tactics of it, how to score, and how to manage the football teams. In 1906, everybody decided football was too brutal. So, the IFA became the NCAA, and they brought up more rules for safety of the football players. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, in 1951, he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. This was the first class of the inductees. Walter is often called the father of American football. According to the Walter Camp Foundation, he is also called the sire of the game because he came up with so many rules and helped get football to where we have it today. He tops the list of names such as John Heisman, Amos Stagg, Glenn Scobie Warner, according to the College Sports Report. So we discussed who Walter Camp was. He was a football player, a husband, a father, a coach, and an innovator. And we described achievements, his love for the game, and he helped shape what we know as American football. So, this is a picture of Walter Camp. This was taken early in his coaching career. He would leave Yale, even though he had left Yale, he was still with the clock company. Even though he was working full-time with them as an executive, he still had influence over the rules. He still went to the meetings and was very, very inducted in it. So, tomorrow, when you wake up and you're ready to start pulling for your favorite college team, well, you know, the only team that matters anyway. Remember who Walter Camp is, and think about how much we owe him because of all the times we get to spend together.
Bobby.
Josh.
Michael.
Kendra.
Tamara.
Eddie.
Melissa.
Liz.